Well, those are your latest headlines. Hello and welcome to France 24. I'm Louise Hannah. China has said that a blind activist who's pleading for US sanctuary can apply to study abroad. It's Beijing's most cooperative move yet in the standoff with Washington over Chen Guangcheng. Chen had agreed to move to a new location after fleeing house arrest and seeking refuge at the US embassy, but now says he fears for his life. Well, US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is due to make a speech at any time now. She hasn't directly addressed this case yet. Let's talk to Henry Morton about this more. Henry, is she likely to talk about it now? Well, Henry, China have said that Chen can apply to study abroad. Is this perhaps China's way of letting him out of the country while saving face? Well, thank you very much, Henry. That was our Henry Morton reporting live there from Beijing. Well, Hillary Clinton is due to hold a news conference any time now. We'll go live to that as soon as it starts for you, so do stay tuned for that. In the meantime, to France's presidential election, where on the last day of campaigning, a new poll shows Nicolas Sarkozy's closing in on socialist candidate François Hollande. Well, US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's due to hold a news conference in Beijing any minute now. We'll, of course, go live to that for you as soon as Clinton appears. In the meantime, I'm joined on set by Annette Young, our international chronicler. Thank you for joining us, Annette. Annette, Clinton hasn't yet directly referred to Chen. In this speech, is she likely to do that now? Now, Annette, the situation is very different there compared to 1989, which, of course, is the last time the US granted asylum to a Chinese national. Tell us more about the differences. You mentioned this being a big diplomatic embarrassment, Annette. Do you think any long-term damage has been caused by this between the US and China? Well, thank you very much for that analysis, Annette Young. We are still waiting for Hillary Clinton to appear at that news conference in Beijing. Don't worry, we will bring it to you live as soon as we see movement. In the meantime, let's bring you some more world news and France's presidential election. Well, a former Libyan prime minister has heaped more pressure on Sarkozy. Al-Baghdadi al-Mahmoudi's lawyer says that claims former Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi offered Sarkozy 50 million euros during 2007's presidential election are true, and that the money was handed over. Well, Sarkozy denies the accusations made by French website Mediapart. And voters in Iran are also heading to the polls this Friday for a second round of parliamentary elections. And Greece also goes to the polls this Sunday to elect a new government, but forming one could prove difficult. That's because the share of the vote is likely to be fractured among several parties, as an angry Greek public could punish leaders for biting austerity measures. Well, France 24 correspondent in Greece, Natalie Savarakis, says that not even polling companies know which way the vote's going to go. Now, avoiding unnecessary civilian casualties while killing US President Barack Obama. Two of al-Qaeda's goals that have been revealed in 17 documents found in its former leader's compound in Pakistan. Well, they've been released by the White House a year after Osama bin Laden was killed by a US raid there a year ago. And Syrian government troops stormed student dormitories at the University of Aleppo on Thursday, killing at least 4. It happened during a siege that lasted for hours and was sparked by anti-regime protests. Well, this as UN observers continue to tour other parts of the country, and the head of the mission has once again pleaded for an end to the violence. Well, let's bring you some live pictures from Tahrir Square now in Cairo in Egypt. Well, our correspondent Catherine Stapley is there in Tahrir Square. Catherine, what are the demonstrators saying in terms of why they're there and protesting? Thank you, Catherine. That's Catherine Stapley reporting live for us there from Cairo's Tahrir Square. That wraps up this edition. Do stay tuned, though, because we're back in 20 minutes.